Hey guys, welcome back to another series. Today, we're going to be playing The City of Kings. Now, this is the first edition on the original Kickstarter, and there were some slight rule changes that came later, so if you buy the game now, it has the updated rulebook and stuff, but we actually played it with the old rules, and it's just a couple tweaks here and there that are different, and I'll try to hit those as we go so you can keep track of the changes. If you've never played this, it's an adventure, cooperative, exploring, story-driven, resource-gathering kind of game. There's a lot to it, and it's really, really fun. But I think as we play, you'll pick up on the rules, and I won't explain too much up front. We're just going to get into it. This is the character, Seshara. The minimum number of characters that you can play is 2, so if you're playing by yourself, you need to pick 2 characters to play with. Here's her primary stats. Her health is at 4, and her current is at 4 as well. Her attack and heal are both at 1. Now on her secondary at the top there, these work a little bit differently because they have 2 spaces per stat. So her move is at the lower 2, and her range is 1, and she doesn't have any luck right now. Now her worker stats are all at 1, move, gather, and scavenge. Those are stats that her worker has, and each character has up to 2 workers. And if you notice, if any of the worker stats get up to 4, then you unlock the second worker and 1 extra action token. Here's where the action tokens come into play, and these are all the actions that the main character, the hero, and the 2 workers can do, and you use the tokens to keep track of what's going on. Here's our other character, Brudius the Broken. As you notice on the left, there's a whole skill tree here, and we'll get more into that as we unlock skills, but these are all unique to the different characters, so they do kind of have different builds to them, and you need to pay attention to that when you select a character. Here's the scenario setup card. We're playing this on normal difficulty, and we're going to be doing a build type scenario. It just tells us everything that we need. Here's the board setup. It tells us the specific tiles that need to be turned over, but all the rest of the green and the orange tiles there are random. So I shuffled those up and distributed them like the scenario says. Our hope, which is our time, is at 2, and our morale is at 3, which is our lives, and the XP is at 0. Now the morale works differently with the updated rule. If you're only playing with 2 characters, your morale should be set at 2. Here is the time tracker, and we are starting in the early morning. As you notice at the top, at midnight it says -1 hope. So that's our time marker. If we hit that twice, the time is up and the scenario is over. Hopefully we finish our mission before then. Here's the setup. Again, all the green and orange tiles have been randomized, except for the ones that the scenario specifically told me to set up. And basically there are 2 tiles that we need to build structures on. So we have to venture out and explore and build these structures. As you can see on the right, that is the tile that we need to build the structure. And there's 3 little fish on it, and that means that we need to spend 3 fish to build the structure. On the left, though, that is a resource tile, and we can fish there. So that's where we get the fish from, and we can spend the fish to build the structure. The problem is we have these little watcher eyes, and if we spawn a 4th watcher eye, then a creature appears, and then we have to attack it, and, it gets in the way. It's a whole nightmare, so that's not good that those are already there. But on the bottom right is the other tile that we have to build, which requires 3 fish as well, and right below it is another fishing tile that's totally clean. And then all the resources go into the old barn, and they're ready for spending. Here's the map tile. We're on the City of Kings, and I think we're ready to go. First things first, we move the time tracker right away at the top of the turn. It is now late morning. Seshara's going to go first. She's the first player. And I think what we're going to do is move. That seems like a very good first action. So we're going to put this little token here on the move. We can only do this once with our heroes. She's going to go 1. And she's going to do the explore action. So we'll put this right there. And then we get to flip this over and see what sort of surprise awaits us. Try not to mess up the other tiles when you're doing this. Okay, so this is a quest tile, the Inn of Lost Hope. And because a hero discovered this tile, we get to flip over a side quest immediately. So here's the quest hub. It's just a big stack of cards that all have different types of little quests on them that we can do. And we have the Gray Legacy, and it says locate 1 battle part at the Cave of Talok, and those are the rewards, an experience point and 2 items, or locate 2 battle parts at the Astrographer's Tower with 1 work action, and we get 3 experience points and 2 cards. These are both tiles that we haven't discovered yet, and they're both creature tiles actually, so we can't do this right now. We're gonna have to wait and see when we discover these tiles, and then we'll see what we can do. For her next action, her worker actually is going to move twice. We're gonna start heading up to the fishing spot because it's pretty close. 1, 2, they only have 1 point of movement so far. And now it's Brutius's turn. He's going to move out. Now he has 2 points of movement, so we're gonna put the token on the move. And he's gonna move up to where that worker is. 1, 2, and he's gonna explore. We just need to uncover some stuff. We need to find a shop and some other things, so we'll see what we get. Oh, geez. Alright, well, that's a creature tile. Vestian's Curse. It's a creature tile, and it's neither of the ones that we need for that quest. These guys back on here. That was fast. The first creature's decently easy. So we take a creature tile, and we take a creature stat bar, the first one for 2 players. Put it underneath. His health is 3, and he gets 1 green ability, an easy ability, thankfully. So we just randomly pick one of these, and that goes on him. And this adds a lot of flavor and just different abilities that the creatures all have. He goes next to Brutius, because Brutius spawned him, and the creature will activate right before Brutius's next turn. We put the creature's little banner here to represent him on the board, and I think it would be wise for Brutius to attack. So his attack is only 1 right now, but we can attack twice, so we're gonna do that. Now this is 2 separate actions, I just did them back to back real fast. So it's gonna go 1 and then 2. So he's down to 1 health. But now his turn is over. So we reset the actions. We're now at the next round. We haven't done our objective, so we move the time tracker to midday. And then here's where we're at. It's Sashara's turn. Now, she does have a range of 1, so she can attack the tiles that are adjacent to her, and her attack is also 1, so she's going to attack. She does 1 damage, and that kills our first creature. You can see at the far right of his stat bar, it says 2 XP. So we get rid of a monster on the board. And then we move our XP up twice, 1, 2. And as you can see, we unlocked a little cube thing there, so we get to update 1 stat on each character. It's really important to strategize, and since this is a gathering resource quest, we're gonna split the stats, and Sashara's gonna update her worker's move to 2. And then Brutius, he's gonna work on attacking and like killing monsters and stuff. So he's gonna upgrade his attack to 2. Now Sashara needs to take the rest of her turn, and she's actually gonna interact with the quest tile that she is on, and we just get to draw 1 more quest. Maybe it's something we can do. This is a good way to get XP, except that sometimes you can't do these. It says take 12 wood and 4 linen to the City of Kings, or take 8 wood and 8 linen to the City of Kings. Now, linen's really hard to get. You can really only get it in the scary, like, orange tiles, so there's a good chance we won't be able to do this on this short scenario. Sashara's worker is actually on the creature tile, and as you can see, there's a little bag icon in the top left, and that's the scavenge icon. So her worker is going to scavenge, and that's a work action. This is what the scavenge die look like. As you can see, they have different resources on all of them. So you don't really know what resource you're gonna be able to scavenge. It's kind of a random chance, and we got wood. So that's all right, maybe there's something in the future we can spend. We really wanted fish. So that little wood resource goes in that worker's storage, and you can have up to 6 resources in each worker's storage. All right, and I need to get that worker up to the lake so we can start fishing, and we're gonna do a move action. And that gets him into position real nice. We just move him up here. And there's a good chance we're going to spawn a monster when we start fishing. But it's Brutius's turn, and he is going to also move. We're going to put him out to the right, and he's going to keep exploring. because we need to make our way to the structure that we need to build. And he's going to explore. So we just try to flip this tile over as gently as possible. Oh, and it's another creature tile. Oh geez, right next to each other. Hey, this is the Cave of Talak, which will help us with our quest. But first, we have to kill this creature. Now this guy's a little tougher. See on the stat bar, he has 4 health, and you can see there's 2 green circles. So we actually pull out 2 easy green abilities for it. Poison Bolt and Grab. Alright, we're going to spawn the monster right here. Now this guy's a little tougher. We're going to attack him once. And now we do 2 damage, which is really, really good that we did this. So we're going to do 2 damage to him. But the problem is, as you can see on his stat bar, this one has 2 bounce back. So when I attack him, every single time I attack him, he attacks me and hits me back for 2 immediately. So that means for my second action, I can't attack him because then he'll kill me. So I'm actually going to heal. My heal stat is at 1, so now my current health goes back up 1 to 3. And that is the end of the round. I think this is a wonderful cliffhanger to end on, so thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you stay tuned to find out what happens in part 2, and let me know all the hundreds of rules that I got wrong in the comments below, so I can maybe correct them for the next part of the video. And make sure you hit that like button, that helps out a lot, and I really appreciate you guys watching. Thanks.